Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about how to raise your vibration, since this is a topic that always is key when it comes to seeing, perceiving, experiencing things that are part of the etheric realm, such as fairies, angels, you name it. All of these things require a certain level of high vibration. So raising your vibration is the one key thing, and since I always keep bringing it up, I decided to put it in one video, so here it is. When it comes to raising your vibration, of course it's a very complex topic, so I've decided to focus on the main points which for me have been really helpful over time, and I hope you'll find that helpful too. So I'll be talking about 8 main steps that we should focus on when raising our vibration. Starting with number 1, which I think is the most important and the prerequisite to a lot of things, is meditation. I've previously made a video about meditation, so I won't go into much detail now. I just want to mention that meditation is a wonderful way and a wonderful tool with which we can release stress, negativity, pressure, and things that basically give us a hard time. So it's not about sitting there for 1 hour and reaching for enlightenment, which of course isn't a bad thing, but let's start slowly and just approach the things that we need to tackle in everyday life, which is releasing stress and tension and raising our vibration through our emotions and through our energetic body, which we can access easily through meditation, be it visualizing light flowing through our energetic body, through our chakra, with the focal point as the heart, which is where most of the trouble sits and most of the emotions that need to be released are anchored. So taking the time to work with light, which I find very helpful. Maybe you have different approaches, go with whatever feels good to you, but do take the time, switch the outside world off, go into introspection and take the time to visualize and focus on whatever you are perceiving from the inside. Also, it's a great way of perceiving and getting a sense and a feeling of how your soul, how your higher self or the spirit world communicates with you, because by meditating regularly your extrasensory channels are being cleared. It's like you're clearing something from blockages, and light is a very powerful tool for you to do so during meditation. So meditation helps us to align body, mind and soul, and also our energetic bodies, which is very crucial when we talk about raising our own vibration, because ultimately it's energy which we emanate, energy which surrounds us, which we carry as information inside our aura and inside our chakras. So work on that, release tension, release stress, and if you don't feel anything, just take the time and go for a light shower. Cleanse yourself with light, or focus on an image which you feel very drawn to, which you feel guided to work on, whatever your soul sends you. I'm just giving examples. And doing this meditation regularly, or let's say every other day if you don't manage to do this every day, will also increase your emotional stability and will make you feel much more calm and make you feel more balanced. Go inside, see how the heart feels. Take the time to cleanse everything and feel centered again. So this is a great tool, and these are the main means by which we can raise our own vibration, our consciousness, because through meditation you have a much easier access to, the higher realms, the universe, and the divine energy, whatever you name it. This is the easiest and most direct way in which you can access this source. Another main factor which has an influence and impact on our vibration are our emotions, of course. So emotions of a negative spectrum, be it being stuck in a really hurtful place, feeling lonely, feeling depressed, angry, heartache of any kind, having low self-esteem, or maybe worse. Things like that obviously won't be any good for our vibration, our emotions, because they will pull us down. Yes, they're there for a reason, and it's not about denying them and pretending as if everything was alright, but it's about you making the decision that you are not gonna stay there, that you will make it a goal, you will make it your main focus to shift the energy from, let's say, from the negative where you may be, to do whatever you can to go to a better place where it's a bit lighter, where it gets easier, and where you can eventually feel a bit more positive and a bit more inspired and happier. And what is crucial to really achieve that, of course, is going through healing. And this is something I'll talk about in a minute. Just saying, in terms of emotions of a negative kind will pull us down, will pull our vibration and our energy down. So it's not very likely that you'll get far if you're stuck in that place. So make it a priority in your life, make it your main goal to shift that energy. Be it through something that will make you feel good, meeting up with someone, meeting up with a friend, talking to someone who will make you feel better, or just going into a place where you'll feel better, or you feel more relief, listening to a certain song, doing something, whatever it may be, do it. Please go for it. You know best what helps you in that moment. It's basically about your decision not to linger there, to do something about it, to go through a healing. And also, if you don't have the time then to work on that issue right away, to go through a healing meditation, just decide to take the energy off the problem and shift it towards something that will make you feel good. Just to release that tension and to de-emphasize the problem, to de-emphasize the negativity that emerges from you. Because if you linger there, it will produce yet another thought and yet another negative emotion. You'll just keep falling further down. So we want to stop it right there, and shifting your energy is something that you can do. It takes discipline and it just takes your conscious decision. So this is something that you can do just to prevent more negativity and more low level energies from spreading into your aura and your whole energetic body. So this is the main thing. Another main thing is, of course, as I've mentioned before, is healing. I think most of us still have to go through a lot of healing, some more, some less. Maybe there are a few lucky people out there who don't need to heal anything, but it's really about letting go of the past, letting go of your emotional wounds and transforming them and healing them. That is something that you can achieve during meditations, during healing meditations, giving yourself the time and space, giving your heart the time and space to really express what's inside, to express what's in there, what needs to be released, what needs to be looked at. Because ultimately, if you don't do that, if you don't take the time to really assess and see what's inside, see what still pulls you down, see what you're maybe trying to avoid, what you're not trying to deal with, things from the past, perhaps karmic issues from past lives, resulting in certain blockages or fears or certain emotions that you don't know where they're stemming from, it's very likely that if we don't take the time and do that, that our souls who watch us for a certain time will at one point decide to do something more drastic just to get our attention and to point out that yes, this is something very important which we need to focus on, which we need to heal. Because we will reach a point, if we don't do it, when things will get harder, when the soul decides it's time for some tough love, if you know what I mean. So if you're trying to avoid that, then take the time now, do your meditations and just feel inside your heart, feel how it feels, or just if you're aware of your problems, then deal with them, take the time. Some people do it during readings, some people just do it through meditations, some people need someone to talk to. Whatever way works for you best, do it. Just tackle the problem and release the past, release your old wounds. This way you're not attached to the old emotions and energies which are now still pulling you down. Letting go of that is also another very important step towards raising your vibration. And another important thing is being aware of what we are reading, listening to, what we're basically speaking. So all the things that serve as information, either being passively consumed as in music, reading, or watching certain films, movies, whatever it is that we give our attention to has an influence on our vibration as well. So if you are, let's say for example, a horror movie addict, it's not very likely that you can raise your vibration and at the same time be consuming things like that, because your subconscious will be influenced by the information and by the vibration that you are consuming, either through music, the lyrics of your music. And yes, I know it's a very sensitive topic, because I have to say I love music, and it's very hard to give up certain genres maybe, or certain songs, music. But the negative impact it can have on our subconscious level and on our mind and our aura and our vibration generally just is way too important to really be sticking to habits that are not good for you if you're really determined to raise your vibration in the long run and gradually, and want this as a long-lasting effect. So this is something that you should consider changing, or maybe being a bit more aware of by checking the lyrics of the music you're listening to, because it's basically an affirmation that you're listening to, just in the form of a song or in a more melodic way, but it's nothing else but an affirmation. So listen to the lyrics, listen what this affirmation is basically telling your subconscious, because you are taking it in on that level, and it does have an effect in the long run if you keep consuming it. And the same goes for movies and things that we read, things that we consume. So please try and be aware of it, but just be a bit more conscious and select and wiser, make better choices in what will become part of your subconscious and ultimately have an impact on your vibration, on your consciousness. So this is something that is in our hands and that we can influence. It just takes a bit, discipline and determination, but I bet you're already there. Another important thing that has an impact on our vibration is our surrounding. What are we surrounded by? Do we live in an area or a place that is rather bleak, noisy, and just has a very dark and gloomy atmosphere and energy to it? Or do we live in nature? So it really is, these are both extremes, but I'm just using that example to show how our surroundings have an impact on our feelings and thus on our vibrations. So our emotions and the way how we evaluate things, the way how we perceive things, how we feel most of the time, basically becomes our vibration, becomes our energy, becomes our energetic field, which ultimately manifests. If you happen to live in an area, living in a big city, let's say London, and somewhere where you feel the energy is quite intense and you're feeling stressed out most of the time, or just not very comfortable in that area, then just find a way to balance that by going out more to places which will make you feel better. And ideally that would be nature. Go into a park or walk in the forest, or somewhere where you can be close to nature, because nature has a very cleansing and very purifying energy, and that's just something that we can benefit from right away without really doing much, just by being there. And if you want to meditate in nature, that's even better, but just expose yourself to areas and surroundings where you feel better. And I think it's very easy for you to become aware of how you feel and what environment, and then try and make amendments and changes where you can in order to have a balance. Or if you happen to live in nature, then just enjoy. But basically it's our surroundings, and surroundings can be toxic also through people, the talk they talk. If it's generally being around negative people, being around people who are under a lot of pressure, or who are very angry people, who who have a lot of issues and issues with themselves and their lives, and ultimately with other people, try and stay away from those people and surround yourself more with people who are uplifting. So being around people and places that do you good is basically the easiest way to keep your vibration at a good and high level and to keep it raising from there. Another thing that I'd like to focus on, step number 6, is making a conscious decision toward leaving self-victimization behind, really taking full responsibility of our lives and feeling that we are in charge, and whatever has happened to us in the past or in the present is ultimately what we have created. Yes, it often feels like things are happening to us from the outside and there's nothing we can do about it, but on a subconscious level there was a mindset, an energy, a belief system that we are probably not even aware of. Or sometimes it's the feeling of being helpless, feeling powerless, that will pull us down and that will create an energy and an energetic surrounding, emotional surrounding in which we manifest and create experiences that won't really serve us, that will just ultimately prove that we're right in our previous assumption that we are helpless. So it's really about taking full responsibility of our lives. If you are making the decision to raise a vibration, to become more conscious, to raise your consciousness in general, then this is also a crucial thing. Take things into your own hands and experience yourself and be the creator of yourself. That's why letting go of the past, healing yourself and reprogramming your mind and your subconscious to something that is more powerful and more positive as you experience yourself and as you accept yourself as the creator of your experiences, and taking the full responsibility for what's happening in your life. It's not very likely that you will feel negative about yourself, because once you realize that, there's also the realization of what you can do to change that, or ultimate understanding of what has happened, what has led to this and that experience, so you can avoid that or change that, the present for the future. So it can also be a very uplifting realization, and going through life feeling as the creators and as someone who's in charge is, of course, on the emotional and energetic scale much higher than the opposite. So go for that and watch your vibration rise. And another important thing concerning our vibration is our lifestyle, of course, our habit. What does our diet consist of? What do we consume? Are we more on the toxic side of things, or are we more conscious and aware of the body, and do we really take care of ourselves? So this is also something that does influence our vibration and our energy, because food does have an energy and vibration itself. So I have to just mention this once more, because I've done that in the past and not too many people took that well, so I'll just mention it once more. Lots of people do decide to skip animal products, or at least stop eating meat. Lots of people become vegetarian as they pursue their spiritual path, because they don't see the need for unnecessary suffering. And of course this energy is saved in the food, and of course it's your decision, but you should take into consideration and just be aware that food, as anything out there, has a vibration and stores energy, stores this information. And if you are consuming food of a certain kind of food that is really highly processed and not really natural, it won't really have a beneficial effect on your body or your vibrations. So this is something to take into consideration and maybe try and make changes where you feel they're needed. So basically try and stick to a diet that consists of lots of fresh and unspoiled and unprocessed fruit and vegetables, where you can drink lots of water. Try and skip the toxins like alcohol and cigarettes. This is something that I would recommend for you to also incorporate into your life if you're pursuing a spiritual path, or if you want to raise your consciousness, raise your vibration in general. And last but not least, it's also about really self-love, living self-love, as in making the time, taking the time to pursue your own hobbies, your passion, whatever makes you feel good, where you feel you have a natural interest. If you want to paint, if you want to play music or whatever it is, just do it. You don't really want to look back years later and then realize that you didn't use the time to pursue your own dreams and maybe watch other people do that. So do whatever you can to make yourself feel good and to develop certain habits and incorporate them into your life where you know they are a source of happiness, a source of fulfillment and contentment, and it's very, very worthwhile and very beneficial also for your energy, for the vibration which emanates from you, from your aura, and also for your consciousness. So that's my last tip for today, and I hope this helps, and I wish you lots of fun and happiness, enjoyment, and lots of insights on your way to raising your vibration. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.